Good evening, I'm meteorologist Rob Hart with the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Corpus Christi with your 6 p.m. update on Tropical Depression Harvey. As of early this evening, maximum sustained winds on Harvey are around 35 miles per hour, and it is only slowly creeping along to the northwest at about 2 miles per hour. Really not a whole lot has changed between the forecast from earlier this morning and late this afternoon and early evening. A hurricane watch is still in effect for all of the Middle Texas coast, as well as a storm surge watch for the coastal areas, with a hurricane watch indicating that tropical storm and hurricane force conditions will be possible with a couple of days, in this case by Friday and into Friday night. And a storm surge watch means that there is the potential for a life-threatening storm surge along the Middle Texas coast. Now, as Harvey continues to move to the northwest, it's going to gradually strengthen and may be a hurricane by the time it is off the Middle Texas coast late this week, and therefore conditions are likely to rapidly deteriorate throughout the day on Friday and continuing into Friday night. Now we can expect a period of strong winds, heavy flooding rainfall, a little bit of storm surge, quite a bit of storm surge that is, along the immediate coast, and possibility of quite a few tornadoes. All this is possible with the system late this week. Now, one thing that has changed a little bit since this morning is that the system is slowing down just a little bit, and therefore the onset of the stronger winds is being delayed by several hours. Therefore, the most likely time of arrival of some of the tropical storm-forced winds is now expected to begin on Friday afternoon. You could argue the earliest reasonable time that this area could see some tropical storm-force winds will maybe be late Thursday night, but right now we're really keying in on the onset of the stronger winds beginning by Friday afternoon. The big story, aside from the rain and surge, for the wind and surge, is going to be the heavy rain. We have bumped up rainfall totals a little bit since this morning, with average rainfall amounts for the coastal plains northward are about 10 to 15 inches, with isolated amounts of 20 inches possible. The potential for heavy rainfall, these higher rainfall amounts, now includes the Corpus Christi and Victoria crossroads, which will likely result in some flash flooding at times across the area. As you head farther west across the brush country and along the Rio Grande, rainfall amounts should sharply drop. Therefore, we could see very little in the way of rain across Laredo, but there is a chance the system could shift westward farther, which would at that time increase the rainfall amounts across the brush country and the Rio Grande. But right now it looks like the heaviest rainfall and the greatest potential for flooding will be across the coastal plains and Victoria area. So overall, we're still expecting some tropical storm force winds and storm surge to occur sometime during the day on Friday, possibly some hurricane force winds by late in the day and overnight, Friday night and into Saturday. Right now we're expecting to have a Category 1 hurricane at landfall. Can't rule out maybe having a Category 2, especially if you want to plan for a reasonable worst case scenario. Storm surge is expected to peak in the worst conditions of perhaps 4 to 6 feet above ground level, mainly to the north and east, also known along and right of the center of the storm. And again, the big, really significant impact is going to be heavy rainfall and flooding. System could actually stall across the area and produce periods of heavy rain through the weekend and early next week. Can't rule out totals of 10 to 15 inches on average, with isolated amounts of 20 inches possible. This video briefing will be updated again overnight, about roughly every 6 hours, or as conditions warrant.